And now, Lictus Oil and Propane and Clymer
Do I do
presents
anything now?
Clymer Sherman Panama Wolfpack Baseball play-by-play coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream at channel989.org. This broadcast is presented by J. Edwards Insurance in Panama and Jamestown, Mosher Carpeting in Clymer, Land Pro Equipment in Clymer and Falconer, Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services in Clymer, the Cornerstone Restaurant in Sherman, Clymer Hardware and HomeCenter.com, Triple E Manufacturing, EEMFG.com, Countertop Solutions, and by Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer, LictusOilAndPropane.com. And now let's head to the field for all the action of CSP Wolfpack Baseball play-by-play.
You with me? Welcome, CSP baseball fans. We are here in Frewsburg, New York tonight for a game against the Frewsburg Bears and the CSP Wolfpack. Frewsburg has got a record. They're undefeated in the league, much like CSP, so this should be a very good game tonight. I've never done this, so hopefully I do a good job for you folks. The teams are lining up, meeting with the umpires right now. It's a little bit cloudy here, and as you all know, it's chilly here. So we'll get started here shortly, and CSP will be batting first. I think it's going to be Austin White with Bryce Hinsdale and Gabe Roth, the first three batters for CSP.
It is cold out here, Pat.
You're right.
We should be used to it, though. We've only had, one game that weather's really been in our favor?
That's right. What do you know about this Frewsburg team, Dennis? Anything?
I think they're fairly young, I know they were young last year. I think they're probably still young this year.
I think they traveled down to Myrtle Beach or somewhere during the spring break and played 3 or 4 games down there.
Yep.
So they've been playing and they've been tested. On the mound for them is Brink. He's probably their ace.
Yeah, I'm sure he is.
They have a couple aces. Him and the Hagelin kid are very good pitchers. So we're going to see them both today, probably.
I'm sure. It'd be nice to see the Wolfpack get out early and hit the kid.
Yep.
Get some early hits on him.
And get their confidence built up.
Yep. So, I know last year was a tough game. It was a close game last year here.
Both games, yes. Yep. So, yeah, they always play us well, and we play well against them. So let's hope that is the same this year. And let's hope the wind stops. Shall we hope for that?
Yeah.
All right, looks like we're ready to go here. Austin White's getting ready to step up to the plate. Austin hit the ball hard last night against Chautauqua Lake, so let's hope that continues.
Actually, last night they all hit the ball pretty good.
Correct. I agree.
They all did.
I agree.
But different pitcher and probably a little more seasoned than what we saw last night. So.
Yeah, I don't know what grade this young man's in. I don't know if he's a senior, junior, or what he is, but I think that's what he is. I think he's either a junior or a senior.
I think he might be a senior.
I've seen his name in the paper for throwing some pretty good games. So
yeah, he has been. But if you're pitching well, that's one thing. But if your defense is playing well, that makes up for a lot of mistakes the pitcher might make.
That's correct. That's correct. So let's see how it goes tonight. Looks like the umpires are saying ready. Let's go.
Let's go. Yeah.
Austin White at the plate. One last warm-up throw down to the second baseman for the catcher, and we're ready to roll.
5:05, right on time.
You never know when we're going to start. Anywhere between 4:30 and 5:15.
How? I was thinking today, how would you like to be an athletic director with rainouts and reschedules, and you got to be on the phone all day long?
Yeah, they don't pay them guys enough money, probably.
No, they really don't.
All right, here we go, folks. Austin White up. Third base is coming in close. Like they're tempting Austin. First pitch is a ball. Yeah, Dennis, that third baseman is playing in on the grass.
Is really short.
Austin makes a good cut. 1-1.
Be nice to get things started right off.
Yeah, let's
early.
see if they can feel it. I'm assuming they can. 2 balls and 1 strike on Austin. Another ball. 3 balls and 1 strike. From what I'm hearing from the umpire, it sounds like those are outside. So.
Looks like they are. Either low or outside, but not that one. That one was high.
That was high. All right, so we got Austin on for base on balls. Up next is Bryce Hinsdale. Bryce hit the ball well last night, so let's hope that streak continues.
Yes. Yeah, like I said, our whole lineup last night hit the ball really, really well.
Strike 1 on Bryce. All right, Bryce, now you've seen him. Austin's got had a pretty decent lead. I'd like to see what kind of move this young man has. So Bryce lays down a nice bunt and advanced Austin to second base. So that was sacrifice. Every run counts tonight, I think.
Yep, they're all going to be important tonight. Every base run.
I can't imagine a better time than right now.
That's right.
Because once he starts hitting the ball, he gets his confidence up. He hits the ball well.
He does.
That's a pop up to third. If it stays in play, which it did.
Ooh.
Nice play by the third baseman there. Fly out by Gabe. So 2 outs and Austin on second base. Trent Burchanowski up to bat. Trent's about due also. He's not been.
Well, it's nice to see him back.
Correct, yeah. He's
back playing.
Got to break out get the cobwebs out. Strike 1. Foul ball from Trent. I'm keeping an eye on Austin over there at second base. Shortstop sneaking in behind.
Ooh.
Trent swings at an outside pitch. Two strikes on Trent.
Got about halfway through that swing, and he said, no.
Yeah, too late then.
Too late.
Looked good from here, didn't it, Dennis?
It did look pretty good.
But we're not down close enough, so that's okay. We'll take a ball there.
Just need to find a gap here somewhere.
Oh, there it is.
There it is. There it is. That was a hard hit ball right there.
Yep, nice hit by Trent.
Yep. It's always nice to post a run on the first inning against their ace pitcher.
Yeah. Up to bat is today's pitcher from CSP, Tate Catanese.
Tate hit the ball really hard last night, too. Several times.
Well, let's hope that stays alive here. There's a shot.
Deeper.
Yeah, it's too high.
Yep.
It's a good hit, though. Good stroke.
All right. And we're going to take a short break. We'll be back.
And now, Lictus Oil and Propane. Funding for this broadcast on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided in part by J. Edwards Insurance. With offices at 9 East Main Street in Panama and 800 West 3rd Street in Jamestown, J. Edwards Insurance is an independent insurance service providing auto, business, farm, and homeowners insurance. We treat you like family. Online at jedwardsinsurance.com. Best of luck to the Wolfpack this season from J. Edwards Insurance, serving New York and Pennsylvania since 1957.
Support for coverage of CSP Baseball on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided by Triple E Manufacturing in Sherman. Triple E offers equine products, promotional items, embroidery, and printing services. 800-295-4282 or online at tripleemanufacturing.com.
In baseball, these are the moments that bring us to our feet.
But the most important moment happens when we all stand together.
United for a great cause.
So join Major League Baseball and stand up to cancer
as we stand in honor of all loved ones affected by this disease.
I'm Jordana Brewster.
I'm Candace Patton.
Joe Manganello.
I'm Matt Damon, and cancer has in some way touched all of us.
Visit standuptocancer.org/MLB.
Stand up with us.
Funding for this Channel 98.9 Sports Stream broadcast comes from Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for their continued support.
Well, welcome back, folks. Kyle has graced us with his presence.
Yeah, I appreciate my father stepping in for me there, and got out of work a little bit later than I wanted to. That darn work gets in the way of the fun baseball, but I was able to get here before the first pitch and watch the first half inning and saw CSP put up one run, so 1-0 here early.
So we'll give you the logistics of what's going on in the field for CSP. We got Tate Catanese on the mound and Grant Lictus behind the plate catching. Bryce Hinsdale at first, Trent Burchanowski at second, Austin White at short, and Gabe Roth at third. And I'll give you the outfield after we get through this first pitch.
A little bit of a different lineup, Pat. That's a pop-up on the first pitch to center field, and that's going to be out number one for the inning. So one pitch, one out for CSP and Tate Catanese. I was mentioning, Pat, this is a little bit of a different defensive structure for CSP. Typically when Gabe is not pitching, Coach Marino will put him in center field. So Gabe at third base today, leaving the outfield intact, which has been playing very well. All three outfielders have done a nice job of fielding their positions. So
I'll give you the outfield. We got Dylan Michael in left. We got Blake Copta in center and Caden Beckrink in right.
So the first pitch. And that's going to be a little nubber off the
Caden
inside part of the bat, and it's going to get by the right fielder, and that's going to be a double for Chase Haglin. Ball was in on the hands and pushed it to right field. So one out here in the bottom of the first. One out. And that's going to bring number 10, Ekman, to the plate for the Frewsburg Bears. Tate steps off. And it looks like
they got Tate for a balk.
For a balk of some sort. I did not see that, Pat.
No, but the second baseman and the shortstop were telling Tate to step off, and I don't know why. But, well, we'll go with it.
There's the first pitch to Ekman, and that ball's a little bit in the dirt and right underneath Grant for ball one. So Frewsburg's got a runner at third with one out here in the bottom of the first, 1-0 CSP.
That's a little bit high there for ball two.
Yeah. Glad to see Tate get the start today, Pat. Big game today. He's earned the right to get a start in a big game, and excited for him. It's a ball low. Good stop by Grant. This backstop is quite a ways back, so anything getting past the catcher is more than likely going to score a run if you've got a runner at third.
Needs to get his bearings about him here and start throwing strikes.
There's a hard hit ball to short.
Good scoop
good
by
scoop
Bryce.
by Bryce.
Scored the run, but that's
Yep.
all right. Got the second out.
Good job by Austin White at short. Maybe even better scoop by Bryce at first. That ball was a little off kilter, and Bryce was able to scoop it. So we got the out, gave up the run. Third base runner, Pat, was running on contact, and by the time as deep as Austin was playing, he didn't have any shot getting him at home. So 1-1 here in the bottom of the first, 2 outs for CSP, and that's going to bring the number 4 hitter, Dustin.
P. Dustin.
To the plate.
Showing bunt here.
He's going to bunt, and I think the question there, Pat, was he was out of the box.
You gotta stay in the box.
So that is an early strike number 1. And there's a swing and a miss for strike 2. So Tate up early here, no balls and 2 strikes.
That ball did some dancing right there, Kyle. I don't know if it was a curveball or changeup or what it was, but it confused the hitter.
And there's a ground ball to third. Gabe's going to
Gabe.
come up throwing, and we got him at first. So
All right.
after giving up the 1 run, CSP settles down and gets out of the inning. So after 1, it's 1 CSP, 1 Frewsburg. We'll be right back after these messages.
Funding for this Channel 98.9 Sports Stream broadcast comes from Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for their continued support.
This Wolfpack broadcast is brought to you in part by Cornerstone Restaurant and Bakery at 104 East Main Street in Sherman. The Cornerstone offers breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and baked goods. The phone number is 716-234-4002, or find them on Facebook. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks the Cornerstone in Sherman for their support.
Support for CSP Wolfpack Baseball on the Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided in part by Clymer Hardware and Home Center. Serving the Clymer area since 1873 with all your hardware needs at 8746 West Main Street and online at ClymerHardwareandHomeCenter.com. Best of luck to the Wolfpack from Clymer Hardware and Home Center.
This broadcast of CSP Wolfpack Baseball is provided by Land Pro Equipment, the area's authorized John Deere dealer, located at 1756 Lindquist Drive, Faulkner, and 8926 West Main Street in Clymer. Online at landproequip.com. They specialize in agriculture, lawn and garden, and light industrial equipment. The Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream thanks Land Pro Equipment for their support.
Welcome back to the top of the second inning where CSP and Frewsburg are knotted at 1. And that's going to bring CSP to lead off the inning. Grant Lictus is going to get into the box, and he sees ball 1 and now strike 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike to the junior from Clymer in his traditional catcher spot today. There's a strike on the outside part of the plate.
Delayed call there. That umpire was thinking about that one.
Yeah.
But he called it a strike, so Grant's got 2 on him now.
The sun feels good today, Pat.
It goes away as quick as it shows up. There's a hit
There's a ground ball to the shortstop. He comes up throwing, and that's going to be out number 1. So good job by Grant to get bat on the ball, but better defense there by Frewsburg, and it's out number 1. And that's going to bring CSP batter Dylan Michael to the plate. Dylan in his traditional left field spot today.
Ball high.
Ball high.
Ooh.
One ball, no strikes. And there's one right down the middle for strike one. I think Coach Moreno gave us an early indication, Pat, of how important and precious runs are going to be in this game. There's a high swing and a miss for strike two with, getting the leadoff guy back on in the first, bunting Bryce to get the, and it worked to work to perfection. There's a base hit by Dylan Michael. That's going to go to the center field, but it's going to drop in, and that's going to be a nice one-out single here for Dylan Michael and bring Blake Kopta to the plate.
Blake's been swinging a hot bat recently.
Yeah,
hot bat.
Man, if you were watching the game last night, you would have saw him very early show bunt and pull it back and swing away, and he put one dead center almost to the fence. There's a big swing and a miss for strike one. A little bit different situation here than the first, Pat, with already one out. May not necessarily, this is not a spot where you sacrifice an out to move the runner to second. And there's a foul tip for strike two.
Blake went up high to get that ball. He wanted it.
Today's a matchup of probably the two top teams in the league, in the division.
Yeah, 1 and 2, I think. A high fly ball.
Pop up right on the infield. See if that ball can get out of play.
It
does.
Yep.
So stays at 1 ball and 2 strikes, or no balls and 2 strikes here to Blake Kopta.
Keep that bat warm, Blake. Let's get a hit here. Move Dylan up.
There's a swing and a miss for out number 2. So 2 down here for CSP in the top of the second. And that's going to bring lefty Caden Beckrink to the plate for the Wolfpack.
Good eye there, Caden.
High and outside for ball 1. Now the other way to get a guy at to second, Pat, is to steal a base. And we'll see if Coach, there's a ball high and outside for ball 2. See if Coach Moreno wants to be aggressive at all on the bases. Stealing.
Be interesting. They haven't thrown over to first yet, so it must be they're not too intimidated by Dylan's lead.
No, there's a ball outside. So 3 balls and no strikes to the number 9 hitter for CSP, Caden Beckrink. And there's 4 straight pitches, 4 straight balls. So CSP's got a little 2-out lightning here going with runners now on first and second and bringing the top of the order back up in Austin White. Austin, did he reach on a base on ball?
Base on ball first inning, yes. Then he went around to score for us.
Yeah, there's 5th straight ball, so ball 1 to Austin. So we'll see if he stays patient and has Brink throw him at least 1 strike, and he doesn't. That's going to be a pop-up out of play for strike 1. Those pop-ups that get in the sun, Pat, they're hard to see.
Yeah, the sun. What is that? Well, they say tomorrow's game is going to be a little bit warmer yet. So,
is it?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Maybe 60s. We're going to see the 60s.
There's a swing and a miss for strike 2. Austin out ahead of that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Austin White. And there's strike number 3. So that is out number 3 for CSP here in the top of the second. CSP threatened with 2 runners on, but were unable to get them across. And after 1.5, It is all knotted at 1. We'll be right back.
Funding for this Channel 98.9 Sports Stream broadcast comes from Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for their continued support.
Support for coverage of CSP Baseball on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided by Triple E Manufacturing in Sherman. Triple E offers equine products, promotional items, embroidery, and printing services. 800-295-4282 or online at tripleemanufacturing.com.
Funding for this broadcast on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided in part by J. Edwards Insurance. With offices at 9 East Main Street in Panama and 800 West 3rd Street in Jamestown, J. Edwards Insurance is an independent insurance service providing auto, business, farm, and homeowners insurance. We treat you like family. Online at jedwardsinsurance.com. Best of luck to the Wolfpack this season from J. Edwards Insurance, serving New York and Pennsylvania since 1957.
Coverage of CSP Wolfpack Baseball is brought to you in part by Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services in Clymer, a leading provider of new, heat-treated, and recycled pallets and wood services since 1993. Find them online at caflischpallet.com. Phone 716-355-4354. Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services wishes the Wolfpack the best of luck this season.
Welcome back to Frewsburg, New York, where the CSP Wolfpack are taking on the Frewsburg Bears in a key division matchup here on sunny Wednesday afternoon, early evening.
Up for Frewsburg is Sheasley.
So it looks like we've got 5, 6, and 7 hitters for Frewsburg in this inning. Tate Catanese getting his second inning of the game. And that ball is somewhere...
Not a strike.
Not a strike. It looked like a strike from here.
Sure did.
That's 1 ball, no strikes here. And there's a fly
coming
ball
right at us.
coming right at us there. And that's foul ball, strike 1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Sheasley. Sheasley?
Sheasley. Yep. High for ball 2.
There's a ball high. So 3 balls and 1 strike to the leadoff hitter here in the second inning for Frewsburg.
There you go.
And that ball's inside for ball 4. So leadoff walk here in the bottom of the second. That's going to bring big lefty number 33 Eckert to the plate.
Looks like that umpire has a small zone again tonight, Kyle, because he did it for both teams. So guess he's expecting these high school kids to put it within a.
That ball was not very far. Not sure where that one was either. So that's ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes to the big lefty here for Frewsburg. And there's a swing and a miss, foul tip. Good squeeze by Grant for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Runner on first with the leadoff walk. There's a swing and a miss for strike 2. It was better there for Tate.
I think he's been throwing strikes. They just haven't been called strikes. Sorry, folks.
There's a foul ball. So Eckert stays alive down the first base side. This first base runner is creeping out further and further and further, Pat.
He's got to take a look over, I think.
One glance, I think, would help. There's a swing and a miss for strikeout number 1 of the inning for Tate Catanese. And that's going to bring Peterson to the plate. Another lefty for Frewsburg. As you can probably hear, Frewsburg's got walk-up music for each one of their players.
Yeah, that's not our music, folks. That's coming from the other side. There's a strike.
There's strike number one. Pat, watch how big of a lead this kid gets at first.
There
he goes. There he goes. Yep. It's tight. Pretty close, but called safe, so no balls, one strike to Peterson here. Playing right field, and there's a bunt that's going to go foul, so 2 strikes early on Peterson. Here's the 0-2. That ball's in the dirt. Gets by Grant. So the runner is going to advance to second on a pass ball. So Frewsburg gets a runner in scoring position with 1 out. Tate still ahead in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes on the number 7 hitter for Frewsburg.
Be nice to take him himself here.
Yep. There's a ground ball up the middle. Shortstop gets it. Austin White makes a great play over to first. And that's out number 2 of the inning. That does advance the runner from second to third. And that's going to bring number 12, Lewis, playing right field for Frewsburg today, to the plate. See if Tate and CSP can get out of this inning, Pat, unscathed.
Yes, that would be nice.
There's a swing and a miss for strike 1. Important here with a runner on third that Grant block everything that is in the dirt and catches everything that comes across the plate, because, as we mentioned earlier, that backstop is
deeper than they're used to, and there's no board to bounce back like a Clymer.
No.
Oh, Tate threw it in the dirt.
Oh, he stayed. Wow.
Third base coach is upset with the runner because he didn't go.
That might have been a gift there, Pat.
Yes, I think it was. Let's make them pay for that now.
So 1 ball, 1 strike here to the number 8 hitter, Lewis, for Frewsburg. There's a foul tip for strike 2.
2 strikes, 1 ball.
1 ball and 2 strikes. See if Tate can put him in the books here by himself.
Still digging at that mound, Kyle. There's something there he doesn't like.
Yep.
I think it's his stride point that he's landing wrong or something.
There's a swing and a miss, so he gets out of it. So after a leadoff walk here in the top of the second, CSP is able to strand the Frewsburg runner at third, and we're going to head to, after 1.5, we're going to head to, after 2.
After 2,
innings.
Yep.
It's CSP and Frewsburg all knotted up at 1. We'll be right back after we pay some bills.
Funding for this Channel 98.9 Sports Stream broadcast comes from Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for their continued support.
Support for Wolfpack Baseball coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream is provided by Countertop Solutions in Clymer. Go Wolfpack from Countertop Solutions.
This broadcast of CSP Wolfpack Baseball is provided by Land Pro Equipment, the area's authorized John Deere dealer, located at 1756 Lindquist Drive, Faulkner, and 8926 West Main Street in Clymer. Online at landproequip.com. They specialize in agriculture, lawn and garden, and light industrial equipment. The Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream thanks Land Pro Equipment for their support.
Support for CSP Wolfpack Baseball on the Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided in part by Clymer Hardware and Home Center, serving the Clymer area since 1873 with all your hardware needs at 8746 West Main Street and online at clymerhardwareandhomecenter.com. Best of luck to the Wolfpack from Clymer Hardware and Home Center.
Welcome back to CSP Wolfpack Baseball here on Channel 98.9, and we're going to enter the top of the third with CSP and Frewsburg all tied up at 1, and first baseman Bryce Hinsdale is going to lead it off for CSP, and he's going to look at strike number 1, so no balls and 1 strike to Bryce. Let's see if we can get the leadoff hitter on and manufacture a run. There's a foul.
I think it's out of play.
Ball that's out of play. So Bryce down early, no balls and 2 strikes. He's got to protect now. Brink on the mound for Frewsburg. Is he? I think he's their ace, Pat. Is that
Either
right?
Either that or the Hagelin kid playing short. He's a pretty good pitcher himself.
There's a base hit to right field for Bryce Hinsdale. So CSP, little nice piece of hitting, down 0-2 on that count, and was able to get bat on the ball, and that gets leadoff runner for CSP to start this third inning.
I talked to Dennis earlier. I said, well, Gabe needs to break out of this slump he's in because once he starts hitting, he gets hot.
I know. I saw him after the game last night at the gas pumps. Ball was popped in the air. So a quick 2 outs for CSP on that one. Gabe had a little nubbler to second, and he was able to make the catch and get Bryce at first. So 2 down here in the top of the third, and there's Trent swinging on the first pitch, and that's going to be
safe at first.
A infield hit for Trent Burchanowski. So see if CSP can muster something here with 2 outs. That's going to bring today's starting pitcher, Tate Catanese, to the plate. See if he can help himself here. Tate hit the ball hard that first inning, but fly out to center. I didn't finish my story, Pat, but I was, after the game last night, I was at the gas pumps, and Gabe was there. And we were talking, and I told him, I said, hey, you need to get out of your little hitting slump, and he's well aware of it.
Yeah.
He's working through it. So,
well, that first pitch to Tate, he called it a strike, and that's the first one I've seen out of his little 4-inch box that he's called. So,
no balls and 1 strike, 2 outs here for CSP. And there's a swing and a ground ball to third. He's going to come up throwing to first. And that's going to be out number 3. So CSP strands 1 runner, and in a very quick first 2.5 innings, it is 1-1 here in Frewsburg. We'll be right back after this break.
So they're going for this broadcast on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided in part by J. Edwards Insurance. With offices at 9 East Main Street in Panama and 800 West 3rd Street in Jamestown, J. Edwards Insurance is an independent insurance service providing auto, business, farm, and homeowners insurance. We treat you like family. Online at jedwardsinsurance.com. Best of luck to the Wolfpack this season from J. Edwards Insurance, serving New York and Pennsylvania since 1957.
Coverage of CSP Wolfpack Baseball is brought to you in part by Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services in Clymer, a leading provider of new, heat-treated, and recycled pallets and wood services since 1993. Find them online at caflischpallet.com. Phone 716-355-4354. Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services wishes the Wolfpack the best of luck this season.
Support for Wolfpack Baseball on the Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided by Mosher's Carpeting at 8631 East Main Street in Clymer. Mosher's has carpeting and all types of flooring, serving the area for over 27 years. Online at mosherscarpeting.com.
This broadcast of CSP Wolfpack Baseball is provided by Land Pro Equipment, the area's authorized John Deere dealer, located at 1756 Lindquist Drive, Faulkner, and 8926 West Main Street in Clymer. Online at landproequip.com. They specialize in agriculture, lawn and garden, and light industrial equipment. The Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream thanks Land Pro Equipment for their support.
Welcome back. We're here in Frewsburg, New York, where we have a CCAA West battle between the Frewsburg Bears and the CSP Wolfpack baseball teams. And as we enter the bottom of the third, it's 1-1, all knotted up here. And Frewsburg is going to bring their number 9, 1 and 2 hitters to the plate. And number 4, DeJesus, who is playing third base for the Bears today, steps into the box, and that is ball 1 from today's starting pitcher, Tate Catanese. And there's a well-hit ball to center, and that's going to be in the gap, and Blake Copta is going to come up throwing, but DeJesus is going to be in for a stand-up double to lead off the bottom of the third. Just found the hole in the outfield, Pat.
Blake had a good jump on it. But
wasn't necessarily hit all that hard, but. And that's going to bring the top of the order. And today's starting pitcher, Brink, I think his name's Garrett, but I don't know that for sure. It's G. And there's a ball low and outside for ball 1. So CSP was able to fight it off that last inning with the leadoff walk. Let's see if they can. And there's a ball hit hard to center, and Blake comes in, and it goes over his head. So Brink is on his wheels to second. DeJesus is going to score, and that's going to be a RBI double for Brink. First step was in, Pat, and it needed to be out back. That ball was hit hard off the bat, and I think it caught Blake caught him by surprise. And that's going to bring Chase Haglund to the plate for Frewsburg. Now up 2-1. And there's a ball high and outside. 1 ball and no strikes. There's a strike on the inside part of the plate. 1-1. Frewsburg's got a lot of speed at second, so. And there's a swing and a foul tip. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Frewsburg's
number 2
shortstop and number 2 hitter.
Oh, threw him a meat pitch there, and he almost got him with it.
Yep.
Almost got him.
Foul tip. And Coach Moreno wants to have a brief discussion with Tate and the rest of the infield. So kind of an odd time to have a mound visit.
Well, something popped up in his mind. He wanted to have a chat about it, so that's good.
I don't know if it may, it does, and when they have mound visits like this, Pat, it doesn't always have to necessarily be about the batter. It could be about, something with the guy on second and how they might want to handle handle that. So making sure that everybody's on the same page there.
It's quite a lengthy discussion too. So,
Coach Moreno has left the huddle, and
the boys had their own little meeting there. Players only meeting.
They called a quick players only meeting.
We don't want to know what was discussed in that.
No. All right, 1 ball and 2 strikes to Hagelin here. Frewsburg's got a guy on second with no outs here in the bottom of the third, and that ball is on the outside part of the plate for ball 2. Good spot for that one if you're Tate. Put it out there and see if he swings at it. Otherwise, you're faced with 2 and 2.
Got it.
There's a swing and a miss, but ball was in the dirt and got to the backstop. So that is a strikeout, but a guy goes to first on a pass ball. So big threat here in the bottom of the third. CSP is going to try to get out of. Frewsburg now with first and third with no outs. And that's bringing their number 3 hitter, Ekman, to the plate. Tate stepped off to check that runner at first. And there's no doubt in my mind he's going to be taken off, Pat.
Yeah, he's going. He's going.
And there he goes. And we're not going to make that throw down. So stolen base for Hagelin, but so now runners at second and third for Frewsburg.
Got to get some outs here. Got to get an out.
That first pitch to Ekman was a strike, so no balls and 1 strike. Good block there by Grant to keep the runners where they're at. 1 ball and 1 strike. And there's a ground ball that's going to get through, and that's going to go to left field, and that's going to score 2. And now we're throwing the ball around a little bit, and Frewsburg was able to get their runner to second. So 2 runs score on the single by Ekman, who advances to second on the pass ball throwing error. And so here in the bottom of the third, CSP with no outs, now down 4-1, and that's bringing their cleanup hitter Dustin to the plate. At this point, Pat, it's let's get out number 1, right?
Yeah.
Let's get an out under our belt and see if we can live to see another day here. Let's get an out, and then it's all about damage control.
Well,
we're going to get the bats going. We're going to score a run.
Correct,
so there's a fly ball to right field, and that's going to be caught by Caden Beckerink. The runner at second was stealing, so he retreats back to second base. So much needed out there for CSP here in the bottom of the third. First out of the inning.
Well, the nice thing about it, Kyle, is Tate's not walking them. He's making them earn it.
Yep.
They're hitting the ball where we are not right now.
That's right. That's going to bring the number 5 hitter, Cheesley, to the plate.
Cheesley. Yeah.
What did I say? Cheesley.
There's a pitch and a strike.
There's strike number 1. No balls and 1 strike. And there's a pop-up. This may be trouble, and it's out of play. Just on this side of the fence.
2 strikes.
No balls and 2 strikes. See if Tate can handle this on his own here. And there's a hit to center field, and that's going to drop. Here comes the throw from center. Oh, boy, and that was a close play at home that looked like we had him. Wow, that was That was close, Pat. That was.
From here, it looked like he was out.
Yeah, for sure. No doubt. So, anyways, that is Sheasley with a RBI single that turned with the throw, got him to second base. So now 5-1 Frewsburg here in the bottom of the third, and that's going to bring up left-handed hitting Eckert to the plate. And there's a ball outside for ball one. You know, you can't ask for much better there, Pat. Everybody in the field did what they were supposed to do. There's a swing and a miss for strike one.
That was a great throw.
Blake cut it off, threw a nice cutoff to Austin White. Austin White made a great throw to home plate. Grant was right where he needed to be and applied the tag, and unfortunately it was too late. So. And there's strike number 2, so 1 ball and 2 strikes to Eckert. Peterson on deck for Frewsburg. Runner on second. And that's a foul ball, so Eckert stays alive here. If I'm Tate here, Pat, I'm high fastball. This kid is not, with his swing pattern, not capable of hitting that high fastball. That's where Tate went.
2-2 here, 1 out.
(5-1) Frewsburg, with 4 of those 5 runs coming here in the bottom of the third, and that's ball 3, so full count here to the lefty. See if Tate can find the strike zone here. And I think that just hit him. I think that hit him, so hit by pitch, so he gets awarded first base. So Frewsburg now with first and second. He tried very little to get out of the way of that pitch.
He didn't move. He did not move.
And that's going to bring number 16 to the plate, Peterson. Another lefty.
Hit the ball to Austin last time.
Oh, there's a passed ball that's going to get to the backstop, and so the runners are going to advance. So now with still 1 out here in the bottom of the third, Frewsburg threatening again with runners at second and third. Ball high. 2 balls and no strikes. Tate's got to find his rhythm here.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Ball outside. 3 balls and no strikes. And there he's found the strike zone for strike number 1. So 3 balls and 1 strike to Peterson, the right fielder today for Frewsburg. Comes to the plate with runners, and that's going to be a pop-up to short. Austin White calling for it, and he makes the catch. So much needed infield fly there for CSP, and that's going to be out number 2 of the inning. And that's going to bring the number 8 hitter, Lewis, to the plate for Frewsburg.
I don't know if I'm a fan of this walk-up music, Kyle.
That one is a little bit different, for sure. That one's a little bit different. And he's up there swinging away right from the beginning, and that's going to be foul ball, strike one. No balls and one strike to Lewis. Oh, check swing, foul down the first base side. So Tate ahead early, no balls and two strikes.
Use your big glove.
Kyle, we have some hecklers here today. Got one standing right next to me.
Here's the 0-2 pitch, and that's a ground ball to short. Austin White comes up throwing.
Got him. Good.
And he's got him. So after Frewsburg strands two, but they score 4 in the bottom of the third, and they lead at 5-1 after 3. We'll be right back after these messages.
Funding for this broadcast on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided in part by J. Edwards Insurance. With offices at 9 East Main Street in Panama and 800 West 3rd Street in Jamestown, J. Edwards Insurance is an independent insurance service providing auto, business, farm, and homeowners insurance. We treat you like family. Online at jedwardsinsurance.com. Best of luck to the Wolfpack this season from J. Edwards Insurance, serving New York and Pennsylvania since 1957.
Support for coverage of CSP Baseball on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided by Triple E Manufacturing in Sherman. Triple E offers equine products, promotional items, embroidery, and printing services. 800-295-4282 or online at tripleemanufacturing.com.
In baseball, these are the moments that bring us to our feet.
But the most important moment happens when we all stand together.
United for a great cause.
So join Major League Baseball and stand up to cancer
As we stand in honor of all loved ones affected by this disease.
I'm Jordana Brewster.
I'm Candace Patton.
Joe Manganiello.
I'm Matt Damon, and cancer has in some way touched all of us.
Visit standuptocancer.org/MLB.
Stand up with us.
Funding for this Channel 98.9 Sports Stream broadcast comes from Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for their continued support.
Welcome back, and for the meantime, it's 5-1 Frewsburg. Ahead of CSP here in Frewsburg, New York. Grant Lictus leading off the inning for CSP, just as he did back in the second inning. And there's a ball outside, so 1 ball and 2 strikes to the big hitting lefty. At this point, down 5-1, one swing is not gonna score, and that's a swing and a miss for strikeout for Brink, and that's out number 1 of the top of the 4th. Where I was going, Pat, is that CSP not going to get 4 runs back with 1 swing of the bat. You just need to make contact, get hits.
Yep,
we have seen it early on in this game that Frewsburg is not fantastic fielders.
Right,
so put bat on the ball, make them make a play, and see if we can get some base runners. There's a pitch on the outside part of the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike to Dylan Michael. There's strike number 2.
This umpire is very confusing to me, Kyle. Very confusing.
And there's a ground ball to short. He comes up throwing it. And that ball's in the dirt, but I think he's got it in his glove, and they say he does. So 2 up, 2 down here for CSP in the top of the 4th. And that's going to bring Blake Kopta to the plate for CSP.
All right, Blake, start us off here. We'll go with 2. It doesn't matter.
Yep, doesn't matter. And Blake's up there swinging away. Foul tips the first pitch. Yep, ball outside for 1-1. And there's a base. There's a ball hit to left field. Went right between the third baseman and shortstop, and so that's a base hit here with 2 outs for CSP. Nice piece of hitting by Blake Kopta, and that's going to bring lefty Caden Beckerink to the plate. I think Caden reached last inning, Pat. Last at bat.
He had a base on balls.
Yep. So let's see if we can get a base hit and move the runners up, move Blake from maybe first to third.
I think I'd think about moving Blake over here. It's pretty fast.
We've not tested the catcher today.
No.
And shame on me, I've not watched him throw down in warm-ups.
He's got a decent arm.
Does he?
Really does, yep. But I think Blake is, if he gets it timed perfectly, he's going to beat it out.
There's a swing and a miss for Caden, so 2 balls and 1 strike to the number 9 hitter for CSP. And there's some contact, but foul, so 2 balls and 2 strikes. Caden with a big hit last night after getting a little coaching from you, Pat.
There you go.
And there's a hit to left field. Let's see if that'll drop, and it doesn't. Left fielder makes the grab, but he made contact, and so CSP strands 1 here in the top of the 4th. It is 5-1 Frewsburg. We'll be right back after these messages.
Funding for this Channel 98.9 Sports Stream broadcast comes from Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for their continued support.
This Wolfpack broadcast is brought to you in part by Cornerstone Restaurant and Bakery at 104 East Main Street in Sherman. The Cornerstone offers breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and baked goods. The phone number is 716-234-4002, or find them on Facebook. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks the Cornerstone in Sherman for their support.
Support for CSP Wolfpack Baseball on the Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided in part by Clymer Hardware and Home Center. Serving the Clymer area since 1873 with all your hardware needs at 8746 West Main Street and online at ClymerHardwareandHomeCenter.com. Best of luck to the Wolfpack from Clymer Hardware and Home Center.
This broadcast of CSP Wolfpack Baseball is provided by Land Pro Equipment, the area's authorized John Deere dealer, located at 1756 Lindquist Drive, Faulkner, and 8926 West Main Street in Clymer. Online at landproequip.com. They specialize in agriculture, lawn and garden, and light industrial equipment. The Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream thanks Land Pro Equipment for their support.
Welcome back to Frewsburg, New York. We're on the campus of I believe it's the elementary school here in Frewsburg. Nice field, nice softball. They have a little football field here, softball field, baseball field, and tennis courts. So, and you'll find where CSP's down 5-1 here in the bottom of the 4th. And Frewsburg's going to bring their 9-1-2 hitters to the plate. Tate Catanese back out on the mound. CSP with 3 games this week, all in a row. So our pitching is, we got to be a little careful with the pitching. Gabe helped us out last night by going 5 strong innings and a shutout over Chautauqua Lake. DeJesus for Frewsburg is going to lead us off. He led off the last inning with a double and ultimately scored, and he kind of started the rally started the inning for Frewsburg in what ultimately ended up scoring 4 runs. And there's a strike in there. 1 ball, 1 strike for Tate. There's a ball outside. Tate's been relatively efficient today, Pat. Not a lot of walks.
No,
they're just hitting the ball where we're not. And you got to give them credit for doing that. No reason we can't do it when we're batting. There's a pop-up to left field, and Dylan Michael gets underneath it for out number 1. So good job by Dylan. There's Dylan and Austin White, the shortstop, were kind of coming together there, but good job talking by Dylan Michael. And an easy out here to start the bottom of the 4th for CSP. That's going to bring the top of the order, Brink, today's starting pitcher for Frewsburg, to the plate.
Hit a double last time at bat.
Ball was
Tate's brushing him back a little
inside. Yeah. I don't know if that was a curveball and it just buckled him, Pat, or what.
I think so, because it didn't even look like he got too close to him.
1 ball, no strikes here. That ball is low for ball 2. It's important for CSP to get out of these last 3 or 4 innings. What is now 3 2/3 inning with kind of unscathed, so that we can let our bats do the work and get ourselves back in this, down 5-1. 3 balls, no strikes to Brink for Frewsburg. And there's strike number 1, so 3 balls and 1 strike.
All right, throw a strike here, let him hit it. We'll field it and get him out. Oh, in the dirt.
Ball in the dirt, so that's a walk of Brink, and that's going to bring Chase Haglund to the plate, playing shortstop today for Frewsburg, batting in the number 2 hole.
Chase struck out last time, but a pass ball got him on first base, so.
Yep.
Good lead over here. Tate's giving him a peek, going to the plate.
And there's a strike. Strike 1 to Haglund. There's strike 2, so Tate ahead early in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Frewsburg with a runner at first. And there he goes. Ball's low and no throw. So Brink with a stand-up stolen base and gets a runner in scoring position for Frewsburg. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Brink, or to Haglund. That ball's on the outside part of the plate, 2-2.
I think he's working the plate pretty well. He's not giving him anything really to hit hard, but
there's a swing and a miss and a steal, and that throw is off the mark, so a strikeout for Tate Catanese and CSP. Runner steals to third, and so 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. Frewsburg with a runner on third, and that's going to bring Ekman to the plate.
He had a base hit last inning. Just got to make sure we don't get a pass ball here.
Yep. There's a ball in the dirt, and Grant does a nice job of blocking that.
Yes, he did. That's nice.
Ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Ball just on the outside part of the plate. 2 balls and no strikes.
That umpire's got to realize there's a black edge on the edge of that plate.
There we go.
Same pitch through the right before
like
that.
Same location.
But that's okay. That's okay.
1 ball and 2 strikes to the number 3 hitter in Frewsburg's lineup. There's a swing and a foul tip for strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Really nice to get out of this inning.
Tate can do this on his own.
Yeah.
Here's the 2-2, and that's a pop-up. I think Grant's underneath it. And he misses it. Unable to make the catch. So
that's all right, though. That's all right. We'll get it here.
Ekman stays alive. 2 balls and 2 strikes. I've been there, done that, Pat, as a catcher. It is very difficult to make that catch because you're in the crouch, you're popping up, you're trying to find the ball. Once you get it, you got a weird size glove on. Doesn't help things. 2 balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. And there's a ground ball to short. Austin White comes up throwing, and we got him at first. So Frewsburg strands 1 at third, get none across the plate, and CSP trails 5-1 after 4 innings. We'll be right back after these messages.
Funding for this Channel 98.9 Sports Stream broadcast comes from Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for their continued support.
Support for coverage of CSP Baseball on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided by Triple E Manufacturing in Sherman. Triple E offers equine products, promotional items, embroidery, and printing services. 800-295-4282 or online at tripleemanufacturing.com.
Funding for this broadcast on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided in part by J. Edwards Insurance. With offices at 9 East Main Street in Panama and 800 West 3rd Street in Jamestown, J. Edwards Insurance is an independent insurance service providing auto, business, farm, and homeowners insurance. We treat you like family. Online at jedwardsinsurance.com. Best of luck to the Wolfpack this season from J. Edwards Insurance, serving New York and Pennsylvania since 1957.
Coverage of CSP Wolfpack Baseball is brought to you in part by Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services in Clymer, a leading provider of new, heat-treated, and recycled pallets and wood services since 1993. Find them online at caflischpallet.com. Phone 716-355-4354. Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services wishes the Wolfpack the best of luck this season.
Welcome back to CSP Wolfpack Baseball here on Channel 98.9, where CSP is facing the Frewsburg Bears today in a good league matchup. And CSP enters the top of the 5th down 5-1. Top of the order for the Wolfpack, Austin White, Bryce Hinsdale, and Gabe Roth.
I've mentioned this in prior games, Kyle. These guys have seen him twice now, so now they know what he's got, what his speed is, what his curveball looks like. So that should be helpful at every at bat now.
Yep, 2 balls and no strikes here to Austin. And there's one on the outside part of the plate for strike 1. 1 strike to Austin White, leadoff hitter here for CSP in the top of the 5th. And there's ball 4, so exactly what we needed, which was base runners, and that's going to bring number 2, Bryce Hinsdale, to the plate. Could use a base hit here. I'm not sure, Pat, down 5-1, if you are treating this the same way you did in the first inning. I think in the first inning you're trying to generate 1 run. I think down 5-1, now you're going to allow Bryce to hit here and see if he can move the runners with a hit.
In the back of my mind, though, I'm thinking about testing this catcher just to see, you know.
Yeah, I agree, Pat.
Just to see. I mean, that ball could get overthrown or something get in center field, which would give the guy on third.
1 ball, no strikes here to Bryce. And there's strike number 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Austin White, the CSP runner at first. And Brink steps off. There's a ball inside for ball 2. 2-1. See if Bryce can pick something out and drive it here. And there's
that could be a blooper. Could be trouble.
Trouble. And that is, it falls. That ball was kind of a shallow shot to center, and the center fielder was unable to dive and make that catch. I think it kind of surprised the center fielder. I think he thought it was deeper than it was.
I agree.
Pat.
He didn't seem to come in real quick,
No.
and then all of a sudden he took off.
So CSP with, there's strike number 1. CSP with runners, the 2 leadoff runners here in top of the 5th. First and second, Gabe Roth at the plate now. This would be a good time for him to break out of his little slump. And there's a throw. He's going to safe. And sometimes that's how it starts, Pat.
Yeah.
A little infield single can get you out of your hitting slump, and all of a sudden here in the top of the 5th, CSP's got the bases loaded with no outs, and Trent Burchanowski's coming to the plate.
Coach's visit to the mound.
Yep, they want to have a quick discussion on this situation. Again, no outs here in the top of the 5th. CSP down 5-1 with the bases loaded. I commented earlier at the start of this inning that, you know, one swing of the bat wasn't going to get you 4 runs.
It might now,
though.
It
might now, though. It might now. So, and we got the right guy, really the right 2 guys up with Trent Burchanowski in the box and Tate Catanese on deck, 2 of our better hitters. So Trent's just looking to get this ball out of the infield.
Yeah, that would be nice. Base hit would get 2 for sure.
You got Gabe Roth at first, Bryce Hinsdale at second, Austin White, who led off the inning with a walk, at third. And that's a ball high to Trent Burchanowski. 1 ball, no strikes. He's got no place to put him, so he's got to throw strikes. And there's one on the outside part of the plate. So 1 ball, 1 strike to the senior from Clymer. Wow.
Trent
I
agree
did
with
not
Trent.
like that one,
Yeah, I
Pat.
agree with him on that. That looked low and outside.
Now it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Got to protect anything close here, Trent. And there's a well-hit ball to left field. It's caught. Austin White had to retreat back to third, and that ball was hard, so hard hit that really didn't allow Austin to tag up. So
I don't think that left fielder had to move either.
No, he didn't. So still bases loaded now with 1 out, and Tate Catanese, who had 2 or 3 straight innings last night where he came to the plate with bases loaded, doing the same thing. And that's a base hit to left field, and he's going to come up throwing, and that's only going to score 1. Coach Moreno holds Bryce at first. Or I'm sorry, holds Bryce at third. So nice piece of hitting by Tate. As I mentioned earlier, he's one of our hotter hitters after having 5 RBIs last night. And that's going to bring Grant Lictus to the plate. Bases loaded, 1 out, 5-2 Frewsburg here in the top of the 5th. Again, pass ball. Bryce has got to be wheeling. I think he can score. That's a foul tip. So Grant down early, no balls and 2 strikes. If nothing else, Pat, you want to hit the ball to the left or right-hand side of the field.
Yep.
That should at least score Bryce from third. There's a ball high and outside.
Yeah, everybody's moving, and that ball's hit on the ground, so we hit it over here. That second baseman's not going to throw Bryce out at home.
No.
Because they got him playing deep, too. They're playing double play.
Even a ground ball to short, Bryce probably scores.
Correct.
And Grant stays alive with a foul tip. 1 ball, 2 strikes, bases loaded. 1 out here for CSP in the top of the 5th. There's a ball high, so good eye by Grant. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Dylan Michael on deck for CSP. There's a swing and a miss for strike 3, so big strikeout for Brink and the Frewsburg Bears, and that's going to be out number 2 for CSP here in the 5th. Dylan Michaels steps into the box.
Now they're running, no matter what here.
Ball's hit, they're running. Dylan, I think, had a base hit his last time at bat, Pat.
His first time at bat, he had a single. Yeah. He's made contact both times, so he'll do it again now here. A little meeting again. Players only this time.
Yep. That first pitch was a ball, so 1 ball and no strikes to Dylan. Good pace to this game. Only, an hour and 20 minutes in. And
had we held them to less than 4 runs in that other inning, it would be really good pace.
Yeah.
But that's okay. We're working our way back here now.
That's right. We'll take them however we can get them. Pass ball here, base hit. There's a ball at the letters. It's called a strike, so 1 ball and 1 strike. And that ball's inside, so 2-1.
I'm noticing Gabe and Tater. Gabe's were the short 3/4 or half the way down to third, and Tate's halfway to second before the pitch is thrown.
And there's a foul ball.
So I'm thinking a base hit easily going to score Gabe.
Yep, no doubt. 2 balls and 2 strikes here on Dylan Michael. That ball is not sure where that was, Pat.
I don't know. I don't know.
Good.
Yes.
3 balls and 2 strikes. No place to put them, so runners are running here, I would think. And there's a swing and a miss, and that is a big strikeout for Frewsburg.
All right, we got 1.
CSP strands 3 here in the top of the 5th. They do get 1 across the board, so it's 5-2 Frewsburg as we enter the bottom half of the 5th inning. We'll be right back after these messages.
For this Channel 98.9 Sports Stream broadcast comes from Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer. Family-owned, Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for their continued support.
Support for Wolfpack baseball coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream is provided by Countertop Solutions in Clymer. Go Wolfpack from Countertop Solutions.
This broadcast of CSP Wolfpack Baseball is provided by Land Pro Equipment, the area's authorized John Deere dealer, located at 1756 Lindquist Drive, Faulkner, and 8926 West Main Street in Clymer. Online at landproequip.com. They specialize in agriculture, lawn and garden, and light industrial equipment. The Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream thanks Land Pro Equipment for their support.
Support for CSP Wolfpack Baseball on the Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided in part by Clymer Hardware and Home Center, serving the Clymer area since 1873 with all your hardware needs at 8746 West Main Street and online at clymerhardwareandhomecenter.com. Best of luck to the Wolfpack from Clymer Hardware and Home Center.
Welcome back to Frewsburg, New York, where CSP Wolfpack Baseball is facing the Frewsburg Bears. And as we enter the bottom half of the fifth inning, it is 5-2 Frewsburg. CSP was able to get a run across home plate back in the upper half of the fifth inning. And so we're going to see if we can play good defense here and keep Frewsburg at bay. The number 4 hitter for Frewsburg is going to come to the plate. So 4, 5, and 6 for Frewsburg here in the bottom of the fifth.
Just hold them here, Kyle, and go back and
Dustin for playing center field for Frewsburg today, and that first pitch is a ball.
But really nice to get Tate through this inning.
Yep, I agree. And that's a little short shot to right, and Caden Beckerink's not able to make the catch.
Nice try.
That was
a great try.
Tough catch there for Caden Beckerink. Had to slide for that one, was unable to come up with it. So that's a base hit, leadoff single for Dustin, and that's going to bring Sheasley.
I'll say it from going forward here. Sheasley.
You say it so that I don't have to. And there's a well-hit ball to center, and that's going to fall in, and that's going to be that's going to be a single that we try to throw it to third to get the out, and the runner advances from first to third. So now CSP's got a little bit of trouble here in the bottom half of the fifth. Runners on second and third for Frewsburg. No outs, and that's bringing number 33 Eckert to the plate.
See what he's done. He was hit by a pitch and he struck out. Would not hurt us with the bat.
There's a foul tip. Strike one. CSP moves the infield in here, Pat, which is the right move, down 5-2 kind of late in the game. Really cannot afford to give many more runs across the plate, and there's strike two. So no balls and 2 strikes to the number 6 hitter for Frewsburg. There's a ball in the dirt, and that's going to get away from Grant. He's not sure where it's at. And so that is going to score 1, so that advances the runners. So run number 6 for Frewsburg crosses the plate, and the runner from second advances to third. So
okay, let's get the out here.
1 ball, 2 strikes to the batter. Frewsburg now with a guy on third, no outs here in the bottom of the fifth. And that is strike 3. That ball, we've seen, I'm glad it was a strike, but we've seen that ball called the ball.
A lot, yes, I agree.
So 1 out here in the bottom of the fifth, and that's going to bring number 16, Peterson, to the plate. Lefty, CSP still maintains the infield in.
Peterson has hit it to Austin, and he has flown out to Austin. So Austin's the man for this.
Yep. Well, feel free to hit it to Austin this time, and we'll see if we can make a play at home plate.
Right on.
Oh.
Talking about a bunt.
Yeah, that was a strike.
He went for it.
That was a strike, yeah.
First base coach is arguing the call, but
So
he definitely attempted to bunt that
No
ball.
balls in 1 strike. Trying to take a play out of Bob Newton's playbook here. And that ball is going to be foul. So quickly 0-2 here to Peterson.
Now he's got to swing the bat, I would
I was
think.
going to say, I don't see him bunting now. What was odd, Pat, is the runner was not, normally when you're going to do a suicide squeeze like that, the runner is automatically going, right?
Yeah.
Even with the ball on, bunted, he wasn't running. Oh, you're right, Pat. Austin, the number 8 hitter, Lewis to the plate for Frewsburg, and CSP now backs up their defense to traditional depths.
Not that I'm repeating myself here, Kyle, but this young man has struck out and hit it to Austin.
Yeah, Austin's had a good day defensively. He's had a lot of balls hit his way, whether on the ground or in the air. There's a swing and a miss for strike 1. After having second and third with no outs here in the bottom of the 5th, CSP would be good probably just to give up the 1 run. Good stop there in the dirt by Grant. That's going to hold the runner at third. 1 ball and 1 strike. And there's a well-hit ball to left field, and that's going to get over the head of Dylan Michael. So that's going to score 1. Okay. Lewis is on his way to second. He has a stand-up RBI double for Frewsburg, and they're going to make it 7-2 here in the bottom of the 5th. That ball was well hit, Pat.
Yep, that's all right, though.
Yep. And that's going to bring the number 9 hitter, DeJesus, to the plate for Frewsburg.
He's doubled and flown out to left, so.
I thought you were going to say Austin.
No.
All right, Tate, let's see if we can get out of this little jam here. There's a swing and a miss for strike 1. Lewis with a pretty good-sized lead at second base. Wow, that ball was low and called it a strike, so no balls and 2 strikes. Umpire makes 1 bad call all game. And 1 ball, 2 strikes. And they're whining about it. Here's the 1-2. And that ball is high and outside for ball 2. 2-2.
How much longer do you stay with Tate? Do you go next inning with him?
I don't know. I think you try to get out of this inning. This is just me talking, Pat, but maybe you go with get him through this inning, then bring maybe Bryce in. You'd like to save maybe Austin for tomorrow.
Well, if he could go with less than 30 pitches with Bryce and less than 30 pitches with Austin, the next 2 innings, they both can throw tomorrow.
Yeah, that's true. He steps off. I mentioned that second base runner was getting a fairly good-sized lead. I think Tate recognized that. Wanted to check him back a little bit. So 2-2 here to the batter. And that is a little
the batter stepped out.
Sportsmanship move there. And there's a ground ball to first. Bryce is on it, and that's going to be out number 3 of the inning. So Frewsburg is going to strand one. It's going to be 7-2 Frewsburg after 5. We'll be right back after these messages.
Funding for this broadcast on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided in part by J. Edwards Insurance. With offices at 9 East Main Street in Panama and 800 West 3rd Street in Jamestown, J. Edwards Insurance is an independent insurance service providing auto, business, farm, and homeowners insurance. We treat you like family. Online at jedwardsinsurance.com. Best of luck to the Wolfpack this season from J. Edwards Insurance, serving New York and Pennsylvania since 1957.
Coverage of CSP Wolfpack Baseball is brought to you in part by Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services in Clymer, a leading provider of new, heat-treated, and recycled pallets and wood services since 1993. Find them online at caflischpallet.com. Phone 716-355-4354. Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services wishes the Wolfpack the best of luck this season.
Support for Wolfpack Baseball on the Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided by Mosher Carpeting at 8631 East Main Street in Clymer. Mosher's has carpeting and all types of flooring, serving the area for over 27 years. Online at mosherscarpeting.com.
This broadcast of CSP Wolfpack Baseball is provided by Land Pro Equipment, the area's authorized John Deere dealer, located at 1756 Lindquist Drive, Faulkner, and 8926 West Main Street in Clymer. Online at landproequip.com. They specialize in agriculture, lawn and garden, and light industrial equipment. The Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream thanks Land Pro Equipment for their support.
Welcome back, where CSP is going to put on their rally caps here as they trail 7-2 in the top of the 6th inning. CSP is going to bring number 8, 9, and 1 hitters to the plate. So that means Blake Kopta is going to lead off the inning for CSP. Brink is still on the mound for Frewsburg, the starting pitcher. And the first pitch was a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike to Clymer Sr. And there's a strike on the outside part, so 1 ball, 2 strikes. And again, just like last inning, it's all about base runners. Let's see if we can get some. Ball high and outside for 2. 2-2.
So it would be nice to get the lead runner on this inning. Oh,
there's a swing and a miss for a strikeout. So 1 out here early in the inning for CSP, and that's going to bring Caden Beckerink to the plate.
Caden can start us off.
I think Caden had a hit last inning, right?
No, he flew out to left field.
Oh, okay.
Base on balls and flew out to left.
That's right. He did make contact. Ball inside for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. There's one right down the middle for strike 1. So 2 balls, 1 strike. 7-2 Frewsburg here in the top of the 6th. Austin White on deck. 3 balls and 1 strike. And there's one at the knees for strike 2.
Full count here on Caden. Only takes 1, Caden.
Here's the payoff pitch, and that's hit up the middle. See if he's gonna, and he's gonna be safe. He's gonna beat it out. So the speed of Caden Beckerink is gonna get a infield single, and that's gonna bring Austin White to the plate. So CSP is able to get runner on. That's the speed of Caden Beckrink right there. Ball outside for ball one, so top of the order for the Wolfpack.
So where we need to produce some runs right now.
And I might try to steal Caden. I just think he is faster than he looks, and he's faster than I think people think he is. And there's an opportunity there, but he's not getting a very big lead.
No, he's got to get a better lead to get that stolen base.
There's a ball high, so 3 balls and no strikes. I would think, Pat, that Brink has got a fairly short leash here in the top of the 6th.
He's thrown a lot of pitches. He sure has. You know, you get into these high school pitchers in the 6th and 7th inning. They've thrown a lot of pitches.
3 balls and 1 strike to Austin White, CSP's leadoff hitter for the day. And that ball's in the dirt for ball 4. So CSP with first and second with 1 out here in the top of the 6th. And that may be all we are going to see of Brink. We've got a meeting at the mound. We'll see if they want to. I don't know the rule, Pat. And I think this is the 2nd time he's visited the mound. I don't know how many times coaches are able to visit a mound before they make a pitching change. I thought it was 2, and it looks like we are going to see a pitching change.
Going to Hagelin.
Number 3, Chase Hagelin, is going to come in, and nice outing for Brink today. He goes 5 1/3, giving up 2 runs. But he's going to turn it over to his battering mate, Chase Hagelin. And as he warms up, we will take a quick break and be right back after these messages.
Funding for this broadcast on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided in part by J. Edwards Insurance. With offices at 9 East Main Street in Panama and 800 West 3rd Street in Jamestown, J. Edwards Insurance is an independent insurance service providing auto, business, farm, and homeowners insurance. We treat you like family. Online at jedwardsinsurance.com. Best of luck to the Wolfpack this season from J. Edwards Insurance, serving New York and Pennsylvania since 1957.
Support for coverage of CSP Baseball on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided by Triple E Manufacturing in Sherman. Triple E offers equine products, promotional items, embroidery, and printing services. 800-295-4282 or online at tripleemanufacturing.com.
In baseball, these are the moments that bring us to our feet.
But the most important moment happens when we all stand together.
United for a great cause.
So join Major League Baseball and stand up to cancer
as we stand in honor of all loved ones affected by this disease.
I'm Jordana Brewster.
I'm Candace Patton.
Joe Manganello.
I'm Matt Damon, and cancer has in some way touched all of us.
Visit standuptocancer.org/MLB.
Stand up with us.
All right, Bryce.
Funding for this Channel 98.9 Sports Stream broadcast.
All right, welcome back. We now have a pitching change, and Chase Hagelin is going to come in relief for the Frewsburg Bears, and he's going to face Bryce Hinsdale for CSP. And his first pitch is a ball. CSP with runners on first and second with 1 out here in the top of the 6th. And there's one on the outside part of the plate for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike.
There's our hecklers again, Kyle.
That ball is on the outside part of the plate for a ball this time. So 2 balls and 1 strike. If he wants to live on that outside part of the plate, Pat, that's where Bryce has to just take that and slap it to left field. And there's a base hit hard up the middle, and that's going to drop in. And Coach Moreno is going to hold him at third, but Bryce with a base hit to center. And now we've got bases loaded here for Gabe Roth. who had an infield single back in the his last at bat. So 1 out here, bases loaded for the Wolfpack. And there's strike number 1 to Gabe Roth. Again, top of the 6th, 1 out, 7-2 Frewsburg. But CSP threatening here.
Yeah, a lot of room to get.
There's a big cut by Gabe. I think I felt that up here.
All right, Gabe, you're settled in. You're loosened up now. Hit the ball.
No balls,
Hit
2
the ball.
strikes. He may want to shorten that swing up just a hair and see if he can make contact. Just get it in play.
He's going to see a curveball here or a changeup. He knows that.
Wow. There's a strike on the outside for strike 3. So, important strikeout if you're a Frewsburg Bear. Now with 2 outs, bases loaded. That's going to bring Trent Burchanowski to the plate.
Base hit here, Trent.
There's a ball in the dirt. Good job knocking that down for the Frewsburg catcher. Bryce Hinsdale at first, Austin White at second, and Caden Beckerink, lots of speed at third. And there's a called strike. So 1-1 to Trent Burchanowski. And that ball swinging a foul. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now if you're Trent, you're just trying to make contact somewhere.
Which he will. I'm
Yep.
pretty positive he will.
2 outs, the runners are running on contact.
There's the
And
contact.
there's the contact, and that's going to be a force out at second. And so CSP leaves the bases loaded here in the top of the 6th as they trail 7-2. And we will be right back after these messages.
Funding for this Channel 98.9 Sports Stream broadcast comes from Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for their continued support.
This Wolfpack broadcast is brought to you in part by Cornerstone Restaurant and Bakery at 104 East Main Street in Sherman. The Cornerstone offers breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and baked goods. The phone number is 716-234-4002, or find them on Facebook. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks the Cornerstone in Sherman for their support.
Support for CSP Wolfpack Baseball on the Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided in part by Clymer Hardware and Home Center. Serving the Clymer area since 1873 with all your hardware needs at 8746 West Main Street and online at ClymerHardwareandHomeCenter.com. Best of luck to the Wolfpack from Clymer Hardware and Home Center.
This broadcast of CSP Wolfpack Baseball is provided by Land Pro Equipment, the area's authorized John Deere dealer, located at 1756 Lindquist Drive, Faulkner, and 8926 West Main Street in Clymer. Online at landproequip.com. They specialize in agriculture, lawn and garden, and light industrial equipment. The Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream thanks Land Pro Equipment for their support.
You're listening to CSP Wolfpack Baseball here on Channel 98.9. And I'm Kyle Hinsdale. Partner today is Pat Catanese, and we're happy to be bringing you Wolfpack Baseball. I want to thank our sponsors for making this possible. CSP down here late in the game, 7-2 in the bottom of the 6th against the Frewsburg Bears, and we're going to have a pitching change after an efficient 5 innings for Tate Catanese, who, and the reason I say efficient is because he didn't walk a lot of runners, batters. He forced them to make hits, and to be honest with you, they hit it where we were not, and that's okay. I thought our defense today has been halfway decent.
Yes, absolutely.
And so with the pitching change, we're going to see Blake Kopta for the Wolfpack. I was mentioning that, during the break to Pat. I think Blake, I haven't seen Blake on the mound since last year's opener against Southwestern. So
he's facing the top of their order.
Defensively, Tate's going to move to third. Gabe's going to go out to center where Blake would have been, and Blake comes in to pitch, and his first pitch is to Brink, leadoff hitter, and it's a ball. So 1 ball, no strikes. That ball is low. 2-0. Here's the 2-0, and there's a pitch in for a strike. So 2 balls and 1 strike to today's starting pitcher for Frewsburg, Brink, who went 5 1/3 inning, giving up 2 runs. There's a swing and a miss for strike 2, 2-2. Ball's in the dirt. Good stop by Grant. And first batter of the inning, and Blake takes him to a full count. Here's the payoff pitch, and he fouls that off. He wasted it. So he stays alive. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Blake has a very slow motion.
He does. Yep.
He whips that arm through quick, so it's a good pitch.
Yeah, his arm angle is very much over the top. And there's another foul ball. So Brink making him work here. First batter of the inning. See if Blake can get him to chase something. Another foul ball. So 3 straight high fastballs and 3 straight foul balls. And here's the payoff pitch from Blake. And that ball must have been inside for ball 4. So Frewsburg gets the leadoff runner on here in the bottom of the 6th. And that's going to bring Chase Haglund to the plate. Big lead at first, and there's a swing and a miss for strike 1. There's a ball inside. That ball gets away from Grant, and that's going to advance the runner to second. So Brink finds himself at second base with nobody out. 1 ball and 1 strike to Haglund. And Haglund up there bunting.
Interesting.
Not successful, yeah.
Interesting.
1 ball, 2 strikes. And there's strike 3 looking. So out number one for CSP and Blake Kopta here in the bottom of the sixth, and that's going to bring number 3 hitter Ekman to the plate. The Bears with a runner at second. There's a ball on the outside part of the plate, called a strike. No balls and 1 strike. Ball's low. 1-1. Let's see if we can get out of this inning, Pat, and give ourselves a shot, at least in the top of the 7th. And there's a little fly ball that's going to be caught by Austin White, and he throws it to second, and we're going to double him up. So not great base running for the Frewsburg Bears there, and that leads to a double play for the Wolfpack, and they get out of the inning. So after 6, Frewsburg 7, CSP Wolfpack 2. We'll be right back after these messages.
Funding for this Channel 98.9 Sports Stream broadcast comes from Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for their continued support.
Support for coverage of CSP Baseball on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided by Triple E Manufacturing in Sherman. Triple E offers equine products, promotional items, embroidery, and printing services. 800-295-4282 or online at tripleemanufacturing.com.
Funding for this broadcast on the Channel 98.9 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream is provided in part by J. Edwards Insurance. With offices at 9 East Main Street in Panama and 800 West 3rd Street in Jamestown, J. Edwards Insurance is an independent insurance service providing auto, business, farm, and homeowners insurance. We treat you like family. Online at jedwardsinsurance.com. Best of luck to the Wolfpack this season from J. Edwards Insurance, serving New York and Pennsylvania since 1957.
Coverage of CSP Wolfpack Baseball is brought to you in part by Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services in Clymer, a leading provider of new, heat-treated, and recycled pallets and wood services since 1993. Find them online at caflischpallet.com. Phone 716-355-4354. Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services wishes the Wolfpack the best of luck this season.
Welcome back to Frewsburg, New York, where CSP trails the Frewsburg Bears by a score of 7-2 as we get to the top of the 7th. So CSP's got their last 3 outs here to score 5 runs and get this thing to the bottom of the 7th. And CSP's going to have hitters 5, 6, and 7 come to the plate. So that's Tate Catanese, Grant Lictus, and Blake Kopta, Dylan Michael. Trying to remember my order here. Chase Haglin, who came in relief in the top of the 6th, gets the 7th inning, and he's going to see a strike as the first pitch. There's a swing and a miss for strike 2, so Tate down early, no balls and 2 strikes.
Trying to quick pitch him, and Tate realized it.
Good job by Tate there. High fastball for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. I think these two know each other fairly well, don't they?
That's a true statement.
And there's he reached it and popped it up, and that may be trouble. It's out of play.
All right, still alive.
So he's still alive. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Tate Catanese here in the top of the 7th. Ball inside for ball 2. 2-2. See if Tate can get on either through a walk or a base hit. At least get this inning started with some runners on. And he fights that sucker off foul. Wasn't fully committed to that swing, but did a nice job of getting bat on the ball and living to see another pitch. And there's a slow roller foul down the third base line.
Making them work for this.
Yep.
Making them work. That's good. Sooner or later, one of those is going to fall in. Always is a pitcher that frustrates you because you know you're throwing strikes and these guys will just keep fouling them off.
Yep, that's right. And there's strike number 3 for strikeout number 1 in the inning for Hagelin, and 1 down CSP, and that's going to bring Grant Lictus to the plate for CSP. Grant's due for a hit. Ball 1 on the first pitch. That ball's outside for ball 2. 2-0. Three balls and no strikes to Grant Lictus. CSP looking to get their first base runner of the inning. There's a strike on the outside part. This kid does move fast, doesn't he, Pat?
Yeah, that's why them guys got to just take that step out, get your breath, and step back in, be ready to go.
There's a ball outside, so Grant's going to be the first base runner of the inning for the Wolfpack. That's going to bring Dylan Michael to the plate.
I think we're going to have a pinch runner here.
Oh, that makes some sense.
Absolutely.
Get some more speed on the bases. They must not have communicated it to him ahead of time. He had to find his helmet. So good job by Grant getting on, and Drake DiDomenico is going to come in as a pinch runner, so we get a little bit more speed on the bases as we look to try to claw our way back into this game. Dylan Michael steps into the box. And there's a strike right at the knees. No balls and 1 strike. That was called a strike, I believe. So no balls and 2 strikes. Catcher tried to get Drake at first and really wasn't that far off.
No.
Don't mind him trying to do
No,
that.
we'll let him do that in case he throws it away.
Field. And there's strike 3. So 3 pitches, 3 strikes to Dylan Michael, and CSP's down to their final out here.
All right, Blake, come on.
And the top of the 7th. Blake Kopta comes to the plate. There's strike number 1. So Hagelin has found his groove here.
I've seen him throw to 4 batters, and he's one of those typical pitchers where he's going to throw that first ball as a strike.
Mm-hmm.
So they got to get up there and be ready to go and hit that first pitch. I know
Ball high.
I know a lot of coaches say not to. Let's see what he's got. But I firmly believe he likes to get ahead.
That's no different in most pitchers. Most pitchers want to be.
They want to play ahead.
They want to play ahead, so they're going to try to throw that first pitch as a strike. I think there's certain situations where you definitely don't want to be swinging at the first pitch, but I think, for the most part, it's green light.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a swing and a miss for second strikeout of the inning for Hagelin and out number 3. So here today in Frewsburg, New York, CSP drops their second in 3 games. First to the Frewsburg 7-2. So CSP moves to, I believe, 5-2 on the season.
Correct, yep.
And we're right back at it again tomorrow night. I believe a 4:15
yes,
start.
We should let the listeners know it's supposed to be starting at 4:15.
So 4:15 start. You may hear some different voices on the radio because we'll see if we can adjust our schedules to try to get here as soon as we can. But, overall, this is a good team. Frewsburg's a good team. They hit the ball well today. Mm-hmm. We're still, from a hitting standpoint, still not quite in our groove.
Right. I agree.
We're not getting hits. We're not getting big hits when we need them. And, that'll come as the season goes on. But this is a good Frewsburg team that we lost to tonight. We'll see them again. We know at least one more time. I wouldn't be surprised if we see them 2 more times. The third time in the playoffs. And, I think I like our group of kids. I think they're they want to win. I think they're continuously getting better, and so that at the end of the year we're peaking.
Well, I think that they'll look back at this and realize they left a lot of guys on bases that we didn't get to score. We had a couple times bases loaded, 1 out, and we didn't score any runs off of that. So that's where we have to capitalize on that situation. They just hit the ball. I mean, Tate pitched five good innings.
Yeah.
I mean, base on balls were way down. He had 4 or 5 strikeouts and like 2 walks, but the rest of them were hits. Or
At the end of the day, particularly in high school, all you want to do as a pitcher is make them hitters,
mm-hmm.
right?
That's correct. Yes.
And
that's what he did. And
they
are hitters. So.
Yep, that's exactly what he did. But I thought defensively, we played well. I don't think we had any errors in the game today.
Just little bloopers, and they hit some shots.
Yep,
they did.
So, this is a game that even though we're on the losing end, I think CSP got better today, and we'll use this and. We used so we have tomorrow we have full complement of Austin and a full complement of Bryce.
Yeah.
So we should be good from a pitching standpoint tomorrow. But so 7-2 loss here in Frewsburg. CSP with a home game in Panama. 4:15 start for the listeners tomorrow against Westfield. And the schedule's consistently changing. This game was originally Dunkirk, but now is at home versus Westfield. So, for Pat Catanese, I'm Kyle Hinsdale. CSP drops one here in Frewsburg, 7-2. We'll be right back at it tomorrow with a 4:15 start against Westfield. We look forward to seeing everyone tomorrow. Thank you, and have a great evening.
Thanks for listening to this broadcast of CSP Wolfpack Baseball on the Channel 989 Lictus Oil and Propane Sports Stream at channel989.org. This broadcast is presented by J. Edwards